Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Deborah Leon, and today we're going to focus on Warrior II. So Warrior II is one of these quintessential poses that is taught in almost every yoga class. So it's really good to have a strong foundation in this posture, understand it. So let's start with our feet nice and wide. So if I were to bring my hands out, my hands would be right over my wrists approximately. So it's a pretty wide stance. I'm going to rotate my left foot in. So the toes rotate in, the thigh rotates in just a little bit. And then the right leg is going to rotate out 90 degrees. So the toes point towards the back of the mat. And then bending the right knee. Just check that the right knee is tracking in line with the toes as it bends. And check that the knee is right over the ankle. Now, often we're asked to square our hips towards the front and towards the front. However, this might draw this right knee in, very common. And it's more important that this right knee be in its correct alignment. So if that happens, just rotate your thigh out, make sure your knee tracks in line with the toes, and allow this hip to be at kind of an angle. There might be a tendency to kind of dump and reach forward too. So check that your hips are about even in height, but at the same time, they can be at an angle. So for me, it's almost a 45-degree angle. Then you can take your hands to the sides of your ribs and rotate the rib cage to face forward. So the rib cage to face forward, which allows the shoulders to be in good alignment. If our rib cage is not square, you might be raising this back arm and wondering why it's like blah, 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 all over the place. So check that the rib cage is facing forward. And then the arms just come straight out to shoulder high, in line with the shoulders. Bring your head back a little bit. For many of us, our heads are in a chronic forward position. So just bring your head back a little bit, and then you can gaze and turn your head to look towards the right hand. Nice deep breath. And then exhale, lower the hands. Inhale, straighten the legs. Changing sides. So we're going to rotate the right foot in, the left foot out. As you bend the left knee, tracks in line with the toes, and be sure not to go beyond the ankle, beyond the heel. The hips are even in height, but they are at an angle for most of us. You take the hands to the side of the rib cage and rotate just your rib cage. Keep your hips as they are, but rotate your rib cage to face forward. The best of your ability. And then just gently let the arms float up to about shoulder high. Bring your head back a little bit. And then gaze towards the left hand. And breathe. Exhale, lowering the hands. Inhale, straightening that front leg. Take the toes to face forward. And then you can heel toe the feet back together. So that's Warrior II. Now often we do it in a vinyasa class, so the way we go into it and out of it may change, but those fundamentals stay the same. So if I was in a downward dog and I was going to come forward to a Warrior II, what I would do is take the right foot forward, lower the left heel, and then you can take your hands to the thigh to come up. Again, my knees tracking in line with the toes. I keep my hips, I open them up a little bit, but not so much that this knee rolls in. I rotate the rib cage, raise the arms, and gaze towards the hands. So you can still come into this from downward dog, either through Warrior I to Warrior II, or another way is from a downward dog to step forward, lower that left heel in and down, and then just like a reverse windmill. The left arm comes forward and up, right into a Warrior II. But I still take that moment to square the rib cage, but keep the hips and make sure that right knee is in the correct alignment. So that's another way to get into it. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Thank you.